Hello, traders. Happy Tuesday. So I've had a couple people asking me questions about stop losses. So today I wanted to take a minute and talk about stop losses. This is Etrade Pro, so I'm going to talk about it on Etrade Pro, and then I'll make another video for Power Etrade, just so I can make sure that everyone is covered. Um, okay, so maybe I should have done a little more prep work, but that's okay. So you're going to find that there are three types of stop orders. Let me open a notepad here so I can, hopefully this will help. Okay, so you're going to have stop limit orders. You're going to have stop orders, and you're going to have trailing stops. And I'll try to be brief about each of these. So basically a stop order is what's known as a conditional order in broker lingo. So what happens with a stop limit order, this is going to be a two-part order. So one part is going to be the trigger price, and the second part is going to be the limit price. We'll just go through these definitions, and then I'll tell you how they work. Stop order is just going to be one part. That's just going to be the trigger part of the order. And then what that's going to do is that's going to trigger a market order. So then trailing stops are also a one-part order, but they're a little more complicated. Basically, what you wind up with is, so with a trailing stop, you set a price to stop out at, either by stock price or percentage, right? So either price or percentage, and then what happens is that when that trailing stop executes, it's going to note the price of the stock, and then let's say it's versus the price. So say you put a 10-cent trailing stop order in. So then your trailing stop is always going to be price minus 10 cents. So if the stock is $1, when you put in your trailing stop for 10 cents, then your stop's going to start at 90 cents. And then if the stock goes up to $1.10, your new stop is going to be $1. So let's go ahead and get into that. And I'll talk a little more about these after I tell you how to do it. Cancel. Let's just minimize. All right. So let's say that you are long a stock. Now we're talking a stop loss. You already have a position in the stock. So there are multiple ways to open an order ticket in Power Etrade, and the one of the ways is to right click on the chart and click buy or sell. It doesn't actually matter because it has all this. I believe I have double click OE turned on, double click order entry, which populates at the price where you double click. Sorry, this isn't an order entry video. So you've got your order entry ticket open. You switch your price type to limit, or mine defaults to limit. If you do stop on quote, what that's going to do is when the price for eTrade Pro, eTrade Pro, when the price prints at the quote, it triggers a market order. So if I were to send this order in someone would have to buy a share at 223, and then a market order would be triggered to either buy or sell, in this case, one share. So basically, with this order the way it stands, if the stock price printed at 203 or 223, I would trigger a market order, and that would either be buy or sell or short or cover, depending on what I selected here. So the next one we're going to look at is a stop limit on quote. So what this is saying is that if the price prints at 223, it'll set a limit price or a limit order for 0.01 cents. So to either sell it or buy it. And obviously, if you're selling it, that's basically a market order. And if you're buying it, you probably won't get filled. So let's see, the price right now is $2. There are rules. Like for a buy order, your trigger price has to be above the current price, and for a sell order, your trigger price has to be below the current price. So if I put this buy order in right now, and it prints at 201, well, right now it'll give me an error because it's 202. Okay, let's put it at 20. It looks like it's bouncing a little. We'll do 204. I'll put in a buy order. Stop buy. I still have confirmations turned on. I'm not sure why it's printing here. Let's see what this says. Oh, yeah, okay, so it triggered, the price triggered, and it placed my order to buy one share at 1 cent. So I don't think that's very likely, so I'm going to cancel that order. I really need to turn off confirmations. So another way is if you've already got your position. I went ahead and bought one share for $1.99 so that I can demonstrate. If you've already got your position, you can right click on your position and you can do any of this to open a ticket. I'm going to go ahead and say that if it hits 204, then I want out at 203. So obviously I want out for as much as I can get, but this is saying I will not get less than 203. Place it, hurry. All right, so while that's working, I will go ahead and show you. Oh, I guess that's all actually. Oh, trailing stops, okay. Oh, but oops, I just turned off. Sorry, guys. Okay, trailing stops. So you've got trailing stop money, which is price, and then you've got trailing stop percent, right? So if you put in your trailing stop for 1 cent, oh, hey, we just made money, sweet. If you put in your trailing stop for 1 cent, right now the price is 205. So if it went down to 204, it would trigger. So the great thing about a trailing stop is you can kind of stop profit. So I am going to go ahead and open a thing to help illustrate this. You guys are going to see some art here. All right, draw, we'll go green. This is the price of the stock, and it goes up because that's all they do. Oh wait, sometimes they go down. Blue is going to be our entry, right? We get in right here at the break of consolidation, buying this breakout, riding the squeeze. And then we put in a trailing stop for, let's say, 10 cents. So, or let's give it a little room for the purpose of this illustration. So your stop is never going to come down. It's going to follow the price and follow the price and follow the price, but it never comes down. So right here, you get price minus 10 or minus X, which is our trailing stop, and the trailing stop actually holds right here. So as the stock price comes down, the stop remains the same. But fortunately for us, in this case, the stock continues up. So we get this flat line to right about there. It follows it up. It maintains the same distance. Almost stopped out there. Didn't, goes a little higher. Maintains that stop, goes a little higher. Maintains that stop. And so the cool thing about the trailing stop is it's going to chase the price up, and it's not going to come down. So whether the stock goes up or down, you will never risk more than you initially risked, and you can basically stop profit. So what I mean by stop profit is the stock has ceased its uptrend. There's a complete reversal. The company puts out an offering. It falls off. You stop out here. You get profit. You don't have to wonder if it's going to bounce this whole way down. You just take your money and go. I don't use trailing stops, but I probably should. So that's trailing stops, and it works with dollars or percent. So there is something very important to know, especially with E-Trade. As far as I know, at this time, on February 23rd, 2021, E-Trade does not honor stops during extended hours. So stops don't work during extended hours, friends. So that's something to keep in mind, right? Because if you're in this stock and you have a stop of low of day, right, $1.92, and then into extended hours, it drops down to a 150, 125, 99 cents, whatever it is, you're not going to stop out during extended hours. So even if you use the auto option, so just that's something to bear in mind. If you're relying on stops, don't do so during extended hours. Another thing is, let's say you're a breakout trader, and we all know that when it breaks out, the price can move really fast, really exponentially, and you might not get filled, and then you wind up missing out. So the way to deal with that can be a stop buy order, right? So you're looking at this, you say, gee golly, I think if it breaks 311, it's gonna bounce off the moon. So you can double click and it'll take you right there to 311. And you can put your stop order, stop on quote, 311, market order buy, get me in. I don't want to do that. I'm glad my confirmations are on. But so what would happen is and you might want to put your order at 312, 313, because if the stock prints at 311, you're going to market order in. And that could be, a triple top. So another option, of course, is stop, cancel that, stop limit on quote. So it's a stop buy order, basically. And short sellers use these. In my opinion, smart short sellers use these to exit their positions, basically panic out and create a short squeeze. Um, Momentum buyers, I believe Tim Bowen uses stop buy orders just to make sure that you get that fill. So let's say you think if it breaks 310, it'll bounce off the moon. So you're like, all right, if it breaks 310, get me in at no more than 315. And that way, when it breaks 310, excuse me, if it breaks 310, if it prints at 311, right? So over 310, then you're gonna place your buy order, um, for a limit price of 315. So it pops up, prints 311, your order goes in. It's already at 313, 314, 315. You don't care. You already got in. So good luck with that. And those are stop orders and how to use stop orders in Etrade Pro. So thank you so much for your time. I hope that you have a wonderful day. I'm going to do a whole Etrade Pro series, and it looks like I might do some twin videos for Power Etrade because a lot of people like Power Etrade too. So, all right, thanks again.